What's up, sports bettors? I have 9 player props. This is 9. I have 9 player props, and we're looking at Underdog Fantasy as well as PrizePicks. Okay, so I have some plays on Underdog Fantasy. Again, we discuss this in every video, but you always want to go with 3-pick entries on Underdog Fantasy. Do not be playing 2 picks. Do not be playing 4 picks. If you take anything away from this video, 3-pick entries have the best implied odds at minus 122 on Underdog. Now, on PrizePicks, they recently added a 6-pick flex play. You get 6 out of 6 picks correct, you 25 times your money. You go 5 for 6, you get 2 times your money. You go 4 for 6, you lose 60% of your money, right? So if you bet $100, you get back 40, so you actually lose 60 if you get 4 out of 6 plays correct in a flex play. So I've said this before, but 6-pick flexes are very similar. I should actually just add this in. 6-pick flex plays are very similar to 5-pick flex plays. You're getting minus 119 implied odds, roughly. So when you're playing on PrizePicks, for the most part, you're going to want to go with 4-pick power plays, or if you have 5 picks, 5-pick flexes. And if you have 6 picks, 6-pick flexes. On Underdog, you want to go with 3-pick entries. So there are a bunch of strategies, for making money off these platforms. But long story short, once you know the implied juice that they're charging, you just want to look for value, right? So we know on Underdog, any plays on the board, right? So if we just go to pick them, any of these plays in a 3-pick entry, out of the tens of thousands of odds, they're giving us minus 122 implied juice. If you have questions about that, you can comment below. We have tons of strategy, videos, articles, kind of about the math behind Underdog Fantasy. But basically, what's really cool, but also weird about these platforms compared to sportsbooks, right, is they're not varying your payout depending on if you select the over or the under or what picks you select. Any 3 picks, you're getting the same payout. The implied odds never change. So on Underdog, we're always looking for value at minus 122. So the first play I went with for today is Riley Smith under 2.5 shots on goal, right? Why do we like it? Just following the math, following the value. You can see the sports books. You have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 sports books are all pricing this around minus 145. Then you can see Bet Online and Pinnacle, 2 of the sharpest offshore sports books. Pinnacle is commonly referred to as the sharpest bookmaker in the world. They're pricing this at above minus 170. So they have the under as a heavy favorite. Again, on Underdog Fantasy, it doesn't matter if you select the overs or the unders. Your payout doesn't change. So the optimal strategy for making money off these platforms is you look for these spots where the unders heavily juiced or the overs heavily juiced. So in this case, in the Knights-Penguins game, the under is heavily favored. So this is a play we want to include. We want to take the under on Underdog Fantasy. When all of the bookmakers, including Pinnacle, the sharpest sports book, are pricing the under as a heavy favorite and you can get it on Underdog Fantasy, that's a play you want to be on, right? And I say this all the time, but if you don't care about the math, the strategy, it's like literally just filter for the sports books you use and then hit the bet in bold with a circle around it. So just find 3 plays on Underdog with a circle around it in bold. Those are the 3 best bets on Underdog Fantasy on the positive EV tool. Right? So again, all this tool does, if you're new to OddsJam, is it literally just scans the tens of thousands of odds on Underdog Fantasy and shows you where the value is. So like here, Riley Smith under 2.5 shots on goal. The tool, the software, it doesn't know anything about Riley Smith. All it knows is every sportsbook has this priced as a heavy underdog or a heavy favorite, I apologize, on the under. So this is a play we want to be on. This is a play with an edge. Same with here. We have Gabe Davis under 3.5 receptions on PrizePicks. Doesn't matter what sport you're looking at. Sure, there are variations from sportsbook to sportsbook, but looking across the market, Pinnacle's minus 147, Superbook minus 166, 10bet minus 160. It's pretty clear all the sports books, sharper, more efficient betting markets, more sophisticated models they have, right? These sports books are all telling you, Gabe Davis under 3.5 receptions should be heavily favored. You're getting it on PrizePicks at minus 119 implied odds and a 5-pick flex play or a 6-pick. So that's a play we want to be on. So this play I took on PrizePicks, This one I took on Underdog. Hunter Henry under 2.5 receptions. I already took that on Underdog Fantasy, but now I'm taking it on PrizePicks. So if I go to live, what you'll notice is I already gave out this play earlier, right? But here's another one I'm on. Hunter Henry, under 2.5 receptions. I played it on PrizePicks. You could take this as well, but then what I also like to do is I like to look at the screen. So I'll give you an example, right? I ended up taking, so let's actually just go here. I can open it up. I ended up taking Kevin Fiala over 2.5 shots on Underdog Fantasy. So you can see right here, right, the sports books, they have his over heavily juiced. Most of the sports books like minus 167. You can see actually it's on the EV page. If we scroll down, it's right here. But I also ended up taking Riley Smith under 2.5 shots. So, wait, that's not the play I'm looking for. I apologize. This is what I wanted to go through. So we have Riley Smith under 2.5 shots. There we go. Then we have Victor Arvidsson over 2 shots. So if I go back to the screen, what you're going to notice is, hey, where's this Victor guy? Underdog, they have his line at 2. PrizePicks, all of the sports books have his line at 2.5. Right? You can see actually FanDuel has his over 2.5 shots on goal juiced towards the over. We're getting over 2 on Underdog. That's insane. That's insane. You got to think about it, right? Like, this guy, shots on goal, his distribution is centered around 2.5 shots on goal. So the probability he has exactly 2 shots on goal is probably like 30%. It's not small. And if he has 2 shots on goal, we're pushing. Everyone else who bet this on a sportsbook or PrizePicks is losing. So we found insane value on this play. This is an incredible play. Then next, I have Matt Duchene over 2 shots. So then let's go here. Let's search him. Here you can see again. This one, a little less good. You can see the sports books have the under juiced more. Minus 150, minus 140. But again, the jump from 2 to 2.5, where we're pushing, if he has exactly 2 shots on goal, anyone else who bets this is losing. That extra half a goal really matters in the long run, right? That's a massive jump. Imagine an NBA point total going from 200 to 250 points. Like, you have to think about these things. That's not completely accurate, but you get the point. You have to think about these things in terms of this Matt Duchene guy. Probably in 90% of his games, he has 0, 1, 2, 3, or 4 shots on goal. So being able to push when there's 2, as opposed to lose, is a huge deal. So that's a play I ended up going with. I love using the screen and just kind of like quickly scanning the sports books and being like, where's the value? Now on PrizePicks, there were some incredible ones, right? So you can see here's my play there. On PrizePicks, you can see I have a bunch. I mean, there were a bunch of good ones. So we have Sam Reinhart under 3 shots on goal. So if we go back here, Sam Reinhart, right? All the sports books have his line at 2.5. Barely even juice towards the over. Some sports books don't even have any juice towards the over. So being able to get that under 3 is a huge deal. So I hit it. We have Roman Josie. So let's go to this guy. Look at this. Once again, half a point higher than Underdog. So I'm just scanning, looking for discrepancies between these, and able to find these 6 incredible picks. Betting 25 to win 625. Let's make some money.